Hello again, boys and girls. Here's your math lesson for lesson 12-4. Okay, it looks like this. It is on page 521. The front of the page, which we are going to do today, says choose an object, measure your object in feet, then measure it in inches. Do you need more units of feet or inches to measure your object, and why? So you get to pick anything you want, big or small, measure it, decide about how many feet long it is, about how many inches long it is, and then tell if you needed more inches or feet and why you believe that is. And then in the space up above, you can draw a picture of the object that you chose to measure. So pause your video now and finish that up. Okay, and then we'll look on the inside and we will follow the lesson along the top. Please follow along with me as I read it to you. You can use different units to measure objects. Would you use more units of feet or yards to measure the length of the bookcase? Okay, so if you're going to measure the length of the bookcase, would you use more feet or more yards? Measure the bookcase in feet. Okay, they decided it is about 3 feet long. Now measure the bookcase in yards. It's about 1 yard long. I use more units of feet than yards because a foot is a smaller unit than a yard, right? So you're going to have more feet than you would have yards because feet are smaller than yards. That makes good sense, I think. All right, so today we are going to look at Convince Me first. Okay, right here. Convince Me says, Juan measures the height of a wall in his room. He lines the wall with 1-foot rulers. He could find this height with yardstick. Would Juan need more rulers or more yardsticks? Think about what that would be, right? Now it makes sense that he would need more rulers because rulers are smaller, right, than yardsticks. Which, remember, yardsticks, since you guys don't have one probably, is about the size of a baseball bat. All right? So pause it and fill that one in. All right? And then we're going to look at the guided practice right next door. And we're going to cross out number 1 because we are not in our classroom. We cannot get that one done. All right? Now, number 2. It says, measure each real object using different units. Circle the unit you use more of to measure each object. So, measure your chair. It's about how many inches, about how many feet, and what did you use more units of? Were there more inches or more feet? Okay, pause it to fill that one in. All right, and now we're looking at independent practice right here. Okay, and your directions are the same for 3, 4, and 5. Measure each real object using different units. Circle the units you use fewer of to measure each object, okay? So you should circle the word fewer, like I did, to remind yourself that you are going to circle the one that you used fewer of, either inches or feet or yards, depending on what it is. So for this, for 3, 4, and 5, you're going to measure a book, measure a window, measure a table. Okay, and then circle which you had fewer of for each one. All right, pause this while you do that. Okay, now for 6 and 7 on the bottom, they say about how long is a key, like a key you would use to unlock a door. 2 inches, 2 feet, or 2 yards, circle 1. Which tool would you use to measure the length of the key? All right, so what would you use, a ruler or a yardstick to measure a key? All right, now Number 7, about how long is a suitcase? 2 inches, 2 feet, or 2 yards? Which tool would you use to measure the length of the suitcase? Okay, pause for a second so you can finish 6 and 7, and then we will look at the back. Okay, on the back. All right, we are going to skip number 8. All right, so put an X through number 8. You've done a lot of measuring already. Number 9, higher order thinking. Andrew wants to measure the length of a football field. Should he use feet or yards to measure it? Which tool would he use? Explain. Okay, so how is he going to measure a football field? This one will be quick for any football fans out there, right? Feet or yards. And what tool should he use? Should he use a ruler or a yardstick to measure the football field? Okay, so you're going to explain on that one. Number 10. Which unit would you need the fewest of to measure the length of the table? All right, so which one of these would you need the fewest of? Inches, yards, feet, or they're all the same? We know they're not all the same, right? That's not a good option. So pick one of the other ones. Inches, feet, or yards. Which one would you need the fewest of? All right, pause while you're figuring that one out. And we will look at number 11, which is the best estimate. That's an educated guess, right? That's not a wild guess. For the length of a vegetable garden. All right, a garden out in your backyard. About how big would this be? About 5 inches, about 5 yards, about 1 foot, or about 20 inches. Okay, which one of those makes the most sense for a vegetable garden? Okay, fill that in. If you stuck with me through this, you are all done with your math for today. I hope you have a great day. Get outside and play today.